Welcome to King Says So, a channel that advocates for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I wish to witness Africans all around the world united as one in our lifetime. Enjoy.
Habari, mimi na King, nina furaha kukutana na wena. Mina nijofunza Kiswahili kidogo kidogo. Hello, my name is King. It is nice to meet you guys. I am learning Kiswahili little by little. That's what I just said in Kiswahili. Welcome to my channel, King Said So. And today we are covering the EFF 10-year anniversary celebration at Soccer City, formerly known as the FNB Stadium. And my goodness, this blew me away. This blew me away. I was shocked as to how organized the EFF was. I was very impressed with how they drove the logistics of organizing such an event. FNB Stadium was full, guys. The last time I saw FNB Stadium full like this, I think was the crossover celebration with Bushiri. I can't remember. And usually they fill one side, and the side where the stage is behind it, there's no one. But this time around, they filled everything. Everything was filled at the FNB Stadium. Crazy event. We have to applaud the EFF for organizing such crazy event. I wanted to do a recap for you guys, and I've taken some notes. I am going to play a little bit of what Julius Malema have said maybe towards the end of this video, but mostly I want to give you my feedback as to what has transpired at FNB and what I would have liked the FNB the EFF to take steps further to even secure the vote of the people. I did a poll on my channel and I said, do you guys, were you impressed? Were you sold to the EFF? And I think 73% of you guys said yes, and that's fantastic. So the welcoming was very strong from Julius Malema. He really did point out the high profile people that were invited from the kings and high profile politicians, artists, and ambassadors of other countries. Everyone was there to see the EFF, and it was so important it was nice to see, especially us as Africans having an event. I know the event I think is still ongoing as I'm recording now, with DJs playing and artists performing and all of that. But it is so nice to see an event having little amount of incident. You didn't hear about buses going into accidents or anything like that. No fighting at the ground. People unified with the EFF, and the president, the chief commander-in-chief, giving the speech. It was so nice to see and hear what he was saying. I wanted to highlight a lot of things that he said. So obviously he went on and spoke about Marikana. Marikana is an important chapter for EFF, because remember, EFF launched 1 year later after the 32 mine workers were killed for demanding better wage. That better wage was 12,500. I can't imagine people demanding a better wage of 12,500 rand. There's literally nothing you can do with 12,500 rand. And he spoke thoroughly about that, speaking about the ANC is the government that killed the workers in Marikana. I told you guys it's very important for politicians to use emotions. Emotions are very important because South Africans are very emotional. Whether you use emotions about apartheid, whether you use emotions about an event that just happened, South Africa are very attached emotionally to political events that just happened. So he also spoke about the land issue. He said he wants land, he wants to get the land back, he wants to make sure that he gets everything that was stolen from us by the colonizers back. He also spoke about nationalizing a bank. I told you guys, This is what I told you guys. We need to nationalize the bank. We need to nationalize uh, and have a government bank that is going to assist the African people to come back and fight economically, and it's going to be fair because in the previous regime, the apartheid regime was assisting its people financially for them to be successful in the agriculture sector, in the mining sector, and that is so important that a bank backs you up, because if a bank is not backing you up, you can't get the capital that you need to run a proper big business in the big industries. He also spoke about attacking the corrupt ANC. I liked it. Listen. I like what he was saying about um, how corrupt the ANC is. You need to take the people's minds out of the ANC and drag them back into their thoughts, and tell them, listen, this ANC government that you're voting for is very corrupt and you don't want to vote for them. And he was highlighting, or even if you don't agree, but if you don't know better, everyone has got that perception that ANC government is corrupt. And as a government official myself, I can tell you the statement is not entirely true. You understand? But that's what you use to play with the emotions of the people. It's very important that you say that. He did say that the ANC has got, especially Cyril Ramaphosa, has got the blood of the Marikana people in his hands. He's the one that killed the people in Marikana. He said, also highlighted the bad things that were the bad cloud that was attacking what was following the EFF was this thing of VBS, the bank in Limpopo that was said that this bank has got links and ties to the EFF. And he said no EFF leader has been arrested for VBS, no EFF leader has been investigated for VBS, nothing of that nature. So that is good to tell the people, listen, people, don't believe what is written in the media. We were not investigated. We were not. That is what I want to hear from political parties. We have to applaud what the EFF is doing, ladies and gentlemen. And he said immediately the EFF gets power, he's going to attack and arrest Cyril Ramaphosa. Call him Rango. I don't appreciate the name and shame, because what Ramaphosa has done is already wrong. We know that there was money in Palapala. We know there's the issue of Marikana. I'm not sure how they're going to prove that in court, but we know that there is definitely an issue with the campaigning for CR7 campaign. We know that there's money laundering there. We know that there's money laundering in Palapala, and you just have to prove that so that the courts can arrest him. And he says we're going to arrest him. And like I told you guys, what Cyril Ramaphosa and his faction has done to Jacob Zuma, it's going to happen to him also when he loses power, and he knows that. He knows that. So that was very important. And he also highlighted that the EFF continues to show support for the LGBTQ plus movement. And he said, listen, Patrick Lumumba is what he believes in. Leave him alone. That's what he believes in. We can disagree with him. He's our elder, but we support gays and lesbians and all that. That's one point where I don't fully concur with and support the EFF, but understanding that every vote is important. As a politician, you must not be emotional. As a politician, you must understand the strategy, even though I don't agree with that strategy myself. He also spoke about the royal houses, that they must be treated equally. As you know, the Zulu kingdom is being treated as if it's the kingdom of South Africa, but it's a kingdom of only one province. And he's saying every province, from the Petty Queen to the Xhosa kings and the likes, they need to be treated equally, and they need to be given the same support and the same support that the Zulu kingdom gets. He says he's going to stop load shedding. Well, no. Yeah, well, we know every politician, a political party, is going to promise us to stop load shedding. I like what he said some few months ago. He says, if I had to to do something about load shedding, I'll bring China in and ask them to assist us. I like that idea. And I like also that he's speaking about keeping coal, the coal power stations, and making sure that those power stations continue to give us power, because we are a land that is rich in coal. So we need to continue using that mineral to generate electricity. He spoke about the different African countries, the different wars in Central Africa. He spoke about Zambia. He spoke about one thing that I like. He spoke about Russia, and he said, Russia, listen, Putin, we are not the ones that said you must not come to this country. It's that coward Cyril Ramaphosa that did not allow you. And that's also a coward move that I said I don't like for the ANC to have done. I said ANC should have allowed President Putin to come to South Africa for the BRICS summit in August, to show everyone that, listen, we don't care what anyone else thinks, we do what we want. But for them to have cancelled that, I don't like it. I am going to do another video about the Russian African summit, the pros and cons of that summit. Julius Malema actually said, guys, one Africa, one land. Let me just play that clip so that you guys can see that.
African must never enjoy seeing a blood of another African. What is happening in Eastern DRC is highly unacceptable, where more than 12,000 people are killed and the world is not saying anything. We need peace in the Eastern DRC. Comrades, we don't have to fight over expanding territories into Mozambique, into Central African Republic, into Congo Brazzaville, into Zambia, including infiltrating Benin, because Africa is one. Why do you want to extend your territory as a country? For what? Because we want one Africa with one currency, with one military, with one judiciary, with one president of the United Republic of Africa. We need Africa to be bigger in order to fight all of these people.
I've been saying for so long, before I even came to this channel, and you guys, as you are watching my channel, you see this thing as a pro-African, pan-African. You see that I've been advocating for one Africa, one land, one Africa, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army. I've been speaking about that, and I also go as far as saying one Africa, one language. That is what I'm speaking about. I like that Julius Malema advocated this. I'm going to keep this clip for forever, because for me, I follow leaders that think like this. You don't hear this same statement from the ANC, the DA, or any other party for that matter. Maybe Black Fest, the Land Fest, were like that. African Transformation Movement, the ATM. And, you know, you don't hear such utterance from political parties. They are afraid to speak like this because there is funding that comes at the back door, and that funding does not fund the people that are pro-African or pro-Black, to say. So I'm going to play now the parting clip of Julius Malema. I think that will be the last clip I play for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the 10th anniversary celebration of the EFF. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Were you impressed? Were you impressed at all as what you saw on TV, what you saw on social media? Is there any other things that stood out for you that you need to share with us on the comment section? Please do so with ease and free spirit and respect on the comment section. Until next time, it's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Imale Nengi Nengi. Don't forget to pray, and I salute you.
I will never get tired. No one can make me tired. I march forward to the victory of our people. The revolution in South Africa is guaranteed that under the EFF, this country will be the better. Stand up, South Africa. Make sure that South Africa, you are counted with me. Rise, South Africa. Stand and make sure that our people understand that they need to be counted. You must be counted You must be part of history. You must make sure that you are one of the people who are going to deliver economic freedom in our lifetime. Freedom in our lifetime. Amanda!
Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, leave your thoughts on the comment section and hit the like and subscribe button, and we will meet on the next one.